Welcome to the bold analysis. I have listened to Sabina Chege and Jeremiah Kioni faction, the two press conferences. And one question in my mind is there. Is it about ejecting Kioni and the Murade as in their positions, their respective positions in the party? Or what is at stake or what people are fighting for is the Jubilee Party? Now, the Sabina Chege faction, do they want to eject Kioni and Murade, or they just want to kill Jubilee Party? The answer is in this video I want you to watch here.
Tunafuata footsteps za our party leader. When we were in the elections 2017-2018, he's the first person who went to look for Raila Amolo Odinga and looked for a handshake. Because he told us that this nation is bigger than any one of us. And he was avoiding what we are having now, to see people on the streets and maandamano. So we are following the footsteps of our party leader. Secondly, let Kioni know Jubilee Party is not his own kiosk. He has never called us for any PG. He has never given us a party direction. So when he wakes up from his bed, he cannot expect that we'll follow him.
That your time is over. I don't even think we need you.
We don't.
We don't need you in our party.
True.
Because we need people who are dedicated to the people of Kenya, the people who elected you in office. You cannot be having two standards. Huwezi kuolewa na bwana wawili, hiyo haiwezekani. You're in Jubilee or you're in UDA. So it is not sisi hauko ati you're not doing us any favor by walking away from Jubilee or being here in Jubilee. We have better leaders. In fact, we are wiping away all those people, old people, to get out of Jubilee. We have young thugs who are dedicated, who are devoted to work for our party and to work for the people of Kenya.
Hiyo kitendo ambayo imefanywa siku ya leo ni kitendo ya watu ambao wanajaribu kujustify ile kitu wamekula kwenye walienda. Na sisi kama Jubilee, as you can see, sisi tuko imara na Jubilee iko ndani ya azimio la umoja. The purported coup by those busybodies, that because that is what I can call them, they are busybodies. Hiyo mtu apeleke kwa jamii yake, akafanye coup kwa bibi yake na watoto wake. Sisi we are in azimio to stay, and we want to tell them, tunajua what they were given kwenye walienda. Instead of ile pesa wanapewa huko, wanaenda wapelekee watu wao, wanachukua hiyo pesa kuenda sasa kukaa ni kama wanataka kuvunja Jubilee. Jubilee ni chama ambayo huwezi vunjwa na watu wachache, and some of them we know them. Kuna wengine kati yao wanafunika, wengi wao wanafunika ukora ile walifanya kwa ile former regime.
Walianza mikakati, wamekuwa wakizungumza na rais, na wao wanawakilisha Wakenya. Na Wakenya ama wale watu ambao wanawakilishwa na wabunge wetu wamezungumza. Kwa hivyo sisi kama viongozi tumesikiza. Na nafikiri jambo muhimu sana, mazungumzo tunaweza kujadiliana na baadaye tutakuwa na kauli ambayo italeta labda mwongozo itakayotusaidia sisi kama chama kushirikiana na serikali iliyoko kwa sasa mamlakani.
Huu mojawapo yenye imefanya mpaka Jeremiah Kioni amekuwa suspended ni kwamba kulingana na katiba yetu ya chama, Secretary General ni mouthpiece yake ya chama, anafaa kuongea kile chama kimepitisha. Sababu mojawapo ambayo imefanya Jeremiah Kioni tuapue suspended ni kwenda kuongea maneno ambayo sio msimamo wa chama. Sisi kama Jubilee hatuungi mkono mambo ya masufuria, mambo ya maandamano, mambo ya mabaraza.
You will agree with me that if what I'm seeing here is that Sabina Chege and Kanini Kega were whipped from the State House meeting to kill Jubilee Party. It's not about the takeover. And if you want to know, one of their demands is to make sure that Jubilee Party exits Azimio la Umoja. And if you look at them, the two press briefings, one is talking at Jubilee headquarters, the other people are talking in a hotel in Nakuru. The intention is very clear here. That Jeremiah Kioni, Sabina Chege is a bit bitter with the Kioni because of the threat that she can lose her nomination seat, her seat, because of party indiscipline. Now, I'm just wondering, if waking'ang'ania party Uhuru amke aseme basi wacha tuifunge, will Sabina Chege lose her seat? Oh, sasa JP party imeenda, sasa party hakuna. Will you lose the seat? You know, this is all here. And there is a very big irony on Sabina Chege. And you know, amongst all these members of parliament of Jubilee, she's the only nominated member. And even they may be right to work with William Ruto, but having served under Uhuru Kenyatta for all that time and seeing the way these fellas have been trying to treat Uhuru Kenyatta, decency will call for her to at least just remain in the line, because there's nothing she loses. She's still a nominated member. Even, I think it's still premature. Some 2 years or so, you can always move now with the ground, looking at how things move. But I will tell you straight why Rigathi and Ruto clearly wants to make sure that Jubilee is not a threat for them in the mountain. I know it's not. I understand that some of the bloggers in this country have been talking about the fact that Jeremiah is a lone ranger. Jeremiah Kioni is a lone ranger. And you know, sometimes you don't need the majority. The more you're alone, the more you get the limelight. That's the point. The more you're alone, the moment you're alone, that's the moment you get the limelight. Sometimes it's not about majority. During the last the last election, Ruto was a minority compared to Azimio. But he really gave Raila a run for the money. So it doesn't look that way. And there is some 4 reasons why Ruto wants Jubilee out of Mount Kenya. Number 1, they want to block Raila re-entry. You know, Raila went to Mount Kenya straight to the Jubilee Party. And he campaigned there. So one thing he knows here is when you don't have Jubilee in the limelight, then because Jubilee structures are still available, you may not find ways to even organize grassroots meetings. So it's not anything to do with what Sabina Chege is talking about. It is about one thing, and that is block Raila entry. I can tell you. Secondly, I think William Ruto is determined to dismantle the handshake deal, because the handshake was more of a peaceful aspect. It was a peace aspect. It was an emblem of peace. And there is still a consistent push to create an us versus them. And after Rigathi realized that for him, he cannot try to crush Uhuru Kenyatta, not even William Ruto. They've realized that going for Uhuru Kenyatta in a revenge mission is more detrimental, or rather is more dangerous to them than even to the former president himself. Now he has engineered it within the party, so that the people that were close to Uhuru Kenyatta, his political party members, you know, when they move out, then you show Uhuru Kenyatta as a man now that his chances are dashed. I believe he still doesn't have presidential not political ambitions, no, or rather political interest. I know there is no political ambition anymore, but he doesn't have political interest. However, he is still a voice to some people that listen to him. Jubilee Party will be a buffer zone for UDA members from Mount Kenya who might feel uncomfortable or dissatisfied with the UDA government. It happens. It happens. You don't want, because the people who will start now, now everyone is still looking for an interest, job, hapana. But 1 year to an election, people start asking, okay, fine, do we have a track record to tell Kenyans? Do we have the chance? Are we campaigning? Do we have a good euphoria? They're going to try to build that and see whether that can work. Now, the Jubilee is the face of rebellion in Mount Kenya. I have been saying here that if there is a place that Rigathi and Ruto takes very delicate, that is the mountain. They voted for Uhuru twice and they dropped Uhuru. Ruto is not their son, so what tells you they can stick with Ruto? It's not a must. So when you have the voices of Jeremiah Kioni being, I've seen them saying they are on the push for social justice, for justice and reforms. When you have people like Jeremiah Kioni, I know he may not have the majority, but there is a listening ear. Those who are listening. And within no time, the more they can intensify, it can get to people's ears. And it can be an overhaul. It can even turn the tide. Lastly, it is about Rigathi Gachagwa's supremacy. Question. I want to take the kingpinship by hook or crook. If Jubilee is still here and is still giving a ground for any other person, then that's what I need to kill. That's my take.